My worst dating experience was, well, like I explained before, I normally get in cars and I say what I have to say to get the money and then I get out. So one day, well actually one night I had got in the car and it was a very large man. I thought that, you know, I was going to be able to manipulate, scheme, get away. I had gotten the money and I had tried to get out, and he had slammed on his slammed on his gas as I was getting out the car and had drugged me like down a block and a half.
Confession that you're my obsession. You're pulsing through me. The blood is rushing and I am trusting you'll come save me.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Kate. Hope everybody had a good holiday.
That's what's up. Nice to meet you, Kate. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Hanging in there.
Cool. That's all we can do, right? Hang in there?
Exactly.
How old are you? 31. Where are you originally from?
Originally, I'm from Huntington Valley.
Shout out Huntington Valley. We out there. You know, is that where you grew up?
I grew up there for like the first 10 years of my life. Then I moved up to Delaware County. But last about 10 years, I've been in North Philly, Kensington area.
Tell us a little bit about your childhood growing up.
All right, well, growing up, I was in Huntington Valley. It was a suburban area. There wasn't too much drugs growing up when I would live down there. But my mom and my father, they were both addicted. Mom was a drug addict. Dad was an alcoholic. Dad was an angry alcoholic. He was very scary. Every time, you know, being home alone, just the thought and the hearing of his car pulling up the driveway gave me anxiety. I always knew I was different. You know, my thoughts, my behaviors, my actions, acting out in school. So being different, you know, like I said, acting out in school, I was getting in a lot of trouble. So I wind up getting put away when I was about 11. I was in a residential program. I wasn't able to go home. So when they did finally allow me to go home, I started experimenting with drugs. First it was drinking, and I wasn't just like the average drinking type of, you know, 13, 14-year-old underage drinker. I was the type that was, you know, would drink to the point where I had to be drugged out the party or thrown in a cold shower. I always wanted to be the one that was doing it the most, you know. I always had to do something to the extreme. By the age of 13, I started dibbling and dabbling with cocaine. When that happened, that's when everything started to spiral downhill. I worked at a pizza shop. By that time, I'm about 14, 15. Everybody at this pizza shop was using heroin. Now, like I said in the beginning, my mom, she was a heroin addict. And I always never understood why she used. I just couldn't understand, like, how could she use, and, you know, like, she got kids, like, how can she just, like, leave her kids and use? So one day I was working at the pizza shop and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. Like, I'm gonna see why my mom, like, why she left and why she did what she did. So I tried it. Ever since that day, it was, what was that, 15, 16 years ago? It's been a world of hell ever since. You know, I couldn't keep my job. I was getting fired left and right. I was going into school, in the school bathrooms using. Teachers were finding out. I was having interventions through schools. They had to put me into, I was probably in like 6 different alternative schools. Somehow, some way, with the determination, I did graduate, but my addiction still was spiraling. Now that I was 18, you know, I thought I was growing, I could do what I wanted. I started migrating back down towards Kensington, and that's when stuff really started to hit the fan. I didn't have no family down here. I basically was just, you know, like a street walker. You know, I didn't have a job, so I had to find ways to get money. A lot of times, if I couldn't get it from family members, if I couldn't scheme somebody, manipulate somebody, I would have to do things that I wasn't proud of. You know, I was stabbed in about 4 years ago, and due to this addiction, putting myself in people's cars that I shouldn't have been in dangerous situations. You thought that would have had me stop, but no. I spent 8 hours in the hospital, I came back out, was doing the same thing. Just even though, like, I don't think people ought to understand, like, drug addicts, like, it's not just the drug that is the problem, it's, you know, our mental, like, health too. And I know for me, I only can't speak for nobody else, but I know for me, like, I struggle with severe depression. I don't like to feel nothing, like, and that's why I use. I don't like to feel pain. I don't like to feel hurt, you know, and the euphoria that it does bring outweighs the hurt that I get when it's done and when it's over with. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. It is a big monkey on your back that grows and grows and grows. And every time you feed it, it just gets bigger. And every time you get clean and you go back out, it is 10 times harder to come back.
What are some of your favorite childhood memories?
My favorite childhood memories was going to the beach. It was a time for me to get away from all the chaos that I endured in my household. I didn't go with my family. I was always, most of the time, went with like people from my grandmother's church, and it gave me a time to see like how different families actually, that there was other families that actually had that were normal and that functioned normal, and I always wanted that. And when it was time to come home, you know, it was just always sad. And, you know, I always said when I had kids that I would always make sure that I would give them the best and, you know, not do the things that my parents did, try to break that cycle, because that's one thing that's extremely important. If you don't break the cycle, it's just going to continue. And another favorite childhood memory was school. Like, once again, because I would get away from being home. I got to see my friends. And pretty much that's like, from what I can remember, that's like the most things that I remember that I liked from my childhood.
Okay, that's great to hear. So what's a day out here in Kensington look like for you?
Oh God, a day? Oh Jesus. Like a day meaning like what's my routine like?
Yeah, a day in your life. A
day in my life? Okay. Well, I wake up in the morning. Obviously, first thing on my mind is how am I going to get my next fix. I'm always sick when I wake up in the morning. So if I don't have money, I have to come out and find money. Whether it's calling everybody and their mom, manipulating, scheming, saying I need money for my kids, I need, you know, my rent's due, my electric. And if that doesn't work, I have to go to the extremist of, you know, getting in cars and doing what I have to do to get money. And you know, a lot of times when I say getting in cars to get money, I don't mean like doing sexual things. I'm a little more dangerous, I believe, because I get in the cars and I'll say whatever they want to hear, and once I get the money, I get out. I have been attacked before. I was stabbed a couple years ago. I was put in a wheelchair a couple years ago. I was robbed, and they made me strip all my clothes down to make sure I had no money or anything else that they were trying to get, made me climb under a fence. It's an extremely dangerous day of a life in an addict in Kensington, especially with all the violence and all the, you know, there's a lot of people that are homeless, and people will do anything, and when I mean anything, anything, to get the next one.
Okay, can you please tell the audience what is your drug of choice?
My drug of choice is heroin and crack cocaine. So
let's start off with crack. You know, how does that make you feel?
To be honest with you, I say crack is my drug of choice because I do it on a daily basis. But it makes me extremely paranoid. it makes me feel like people are after me. I mean, other than the first one that gives you that extreme euphoric feeling, other than that, it's not enjoyable, because it's a chase after that. And it drags you down mentally, physically, emotionally. And then like when it's time to, you know, either go home if you have the home, or go back to where you know, stay, a lot of people don't want to deal with you because your head's a mess, you know, and nobody wants to be around you. Like, and it's hard. You know, I don't like doing it, and I always say every morning, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. Monday, I'm going away to rehab, I'm going away to rehab. Monday comes, but I never go. And, but yeah, but crack, other than like the first one, other than that, it's just torture. It's pure torture.
How long does the high last for?
Theoretically, like, other than probably maybe 3 to 5 minutes at the most, and then after that, the come down is like, it's just like you go into like a real deep depression. So other than that 3 minutes of euphoria, that's it. That's all the high that is. So
how much will you say you spend a day on buying crack?
Oh my goodness. Average? God, $50 to $60. That's like the minimum. Yeah. I've tried to cut down, but 50 to 60 average.
And heroin / fentanyl, how does that make you feel?
Now that's the thing. Fentanyl, trank, heroin, whatever they're putting in it now, that's a drug that it gives you such a good feeling that you're so, like, the euphoria is so high and it lasts for so long that it outweighs the negative. Like, even though you know you're going to get sick, let's say 6, 8, 10, 12 hours later, you don't care because it makes you feel invincible. It makes you feel like you can do anything. And that's what's really hard, and that's why it's so hard to stop. People don't understand that. And it's like, it's really, really, really hard. Really hard.
How many bags of that you use a day?
Now that is different. That I use up to at least 2 bundles a day.
And when you say a bundle, how much is in the bundle?
A bundle normally is like an average of 15 bags, and a bundle normally costs about $75, $80.
Okay. So how much do you spend a day buying that?
That, recently, probably about 120 a day. My worst dating experience was, well, like I explained before, I normally get in cars and I say what I have to say to get the money, and then I get out. So one day, well, actually one night I had got in the car, and it was a very large man. I thought that, you know, I was going to be able to manipulate, scheme, get away. I had gotten the money and I had tried to get out, and he had slammed on his slammed on his gas as I was getting out the car, and had drugged me like down a block and a half. Finally, I had gotten away. But I had, my ankle I had fracture in my ankle. I had to go to the hospital. Cops didn't even want to hear it. And that's another thing too. Being out here, being a drug addict / prostitute, whatever, however you want to, you know, categorize somebody like this with an addiction, they don't want to help, and they don't, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So, what type of guys usually pick you up?
It can go anywhere from a married man that's I'm not going to say millionaire, but a married man that has, like, you know, a lot of money, to a 17, 18-year-old little drug dealer. And they're all different. A lot of them are creeps. A lot of them want to do some nasty things, and it's really scary, and especially for the ones that do stuff to get the money.
Do you practice safe sex?
I do practice safe sex.
That's good to hear.
I have children, and one thing I would never forgive myself is if I ever came home with anything and gave my children anything. Not saying just safe sex, like
Right.
even safe drug usage.
Got you. Okay, so what is some pain that you are numbing? What are you numbing that you know continue to use drugs? What are you trying to escape from?
It's always like a hard question to answer. I lost my mom 4 years ago. She had a gastrointestinal hemorrhage, meaning she basically, like, her insides exploded, and I found her dead, and it looked like a murder scene. So I suffer from PTSD, and the reason why I suffer with it so much is because the day she passed away, she called me to come over her house, and I didn't want to go. I didn't answer the phone, and when I did call, I had gotten to an argument, and I said something I should have never said to her. And the next morning I had got a phone call stating, you know, you need to go check the house. I had got there, and that's when I had found my mom passed away. And my mom was my rock. Even though she was an addict, she had the best heart. She was like she was my everything. And I don't have anybody now. I have kids, I have a significant other, and he's extremely supportive. He's sober, but he's at the point where he just doesn't like know what to do with me anymore. Like he said, I can take you to the well, but I can't drink the water for you.
Exactly.
And I'm just burning all my bridges.
What's the longest clean time you had?
Longest clean time I had was 8 months, but that was probably about 7 years ago. But recently, the most clean time I had was 4 months.
4 months. And what triggered you into going back to use again?
Well, I had gotten pregnant, and they had taken the baby. I was 4 months clean, and when they had taken the baby, so I didn't know how to handle it. I had no coping skills, and I was easily triggered. So I was like, you know what, F it. I'm just gonna go use just today, and it didn't turn out that way. So I winded up losing that child. They had taken the child due to my continuous use, no progress, continued using, and basically it was just. Basically, they thought it was better the child stay where he was, and I didn't want to rip him from that home, you know.
That's good. So, what's the longest you could go in a day without using drugs?
I'm pretty like a strong girl, like, you know, I really am sometimes, but the most, God, maybe 24 hours. The most 24 hours, and that's you. And I got to put in some pretty hard work. I mean, like mentally, physically, like prepare myself. Like I can't just wake up and be like, all right, I'm not going to do it and not have no plan. Like if I don't know the night before that I'm going to be like that, I'm going to be screwed and going crazy.
Do you feel any shame or guilt due to your drug use?
Oh, definitely, I definitely do.
Are you afraid of dying?
You know what? People always ask me that, and I don't think I am.
Why not? You got some kids.
I don't think I am, but you know why? Because I've had 3 experiences in the last year and a half, according to the medical people, that they claimed that I had overdosed, and you know, and there's people dying all around me doing way less than what I'm doing, and I'm doing 10 times more than what they are, and people always say, like, aren't you afraid you're gonna, and no, I don't know why. I don't.
Are you homeless?
Currently, I'm not homeless. I was fortunate, about a year ago, I was in a shelter. I had gotten approved for housing. It's only for 2 years, but I still, even though I have housing, I still stay out here on the streets for days at a time.
Due to the drug use?
Due to the drug use.
Okay.
I won't go home. So
tell me, how do you feel like, how does it feel to be an addict? How do you feel?
It sucks. People don't respect you. They look down on us. They don't even basically want to even, if we even walk by or say hi, ask a question, they don't even want to associate. They look at us like we're like some big disease, and it's really hurtful because I know for myself, I'm a really good person, and I have a good heart, and I would do anything for anybody. And to sit here as I struggle and ask and cry for help, it sucks, you know?
Definitely is. And what has your addiction taken away from you?
A lot of relationships. You know, I isolate a lot. I don't like to be around people. I just, so yeah, I isolate a lot, and just, what I miss most about being clean is, I used to love working. I loved making my own money. I loved socializing with customers.
What was the last job? What was the last job you had?
The last job I had, I was a waitress, and before that, I worked in retail at like Dollar Tree, and I just loved working with people. I like to, you know, help people and just interact and be social. But now that I'm using, I don't even want to leave the house. And if I do leave the house, I'm just running the streets wild, using, and, you know, don't even want to go home.
Let's get off topic a little bit just to get to know you as an individual. Can you please tell us what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple.
Purple, nice. What are some of your favorite foods?
Favorite foods? Well, I'm Italian, so I love raviolis, lasagna, and rice and beans.
Nice, nice. Okay. Do you have a favorite band or artist?
Right now, my favorite artist would probably be King Von and Pop Smoke.
Oh, she like gangster music. Okay, I hear you. Do you have a favorite ice cream flavor?
Ice cream flavor, probably mint chocolate chip.
And do you have a favorite cereal?
Favorite cereal, gotta be Cinnamon Toast Crunch, with just a little bit of milk.
That's a good one. That's one of my favorite also. What are some of your favorite candies?
Favorite candies, Starburst and Haribo's gummy bears.
Can you please tell us what is your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Yo, shout out to all the Aquarius. Yo, we out there. Show your girl some love. That's what's up. Now, what is your favorite cartoon?
Favorite cartoon? Damn. Let me see. Favorite cartoon. I can't even think of a cartoon.
Okay, cool.
Skip, next question.
Do you have a favorite Disney movie?
Disney movie? It's got to be Frozen.
Frozen?
Frozen.
Are you a high school or college graduate?
I'm a high school. Wait, what is it again? Sorry.
Are you a high school or college graduate?
I'm a high school graduate.
What was your favorite subject in school?
Probably science.
Do you have a religious or spiritual belief?
I'm definitely spiritual. I was raised Catholic, but I consider myself like a Christian.
So where do you believe you'll go when you die?
To heaven.
Nice.
To heaven.
When you was a little girl, what do you want to become when you grow up?
Well, I always wanted to be a teacher, but now because I always wanted to help people. But now that I'm older, I want to become a nurse.
When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see?
Whew, I see a young adult struggling to get herself together. Big heart, big dreams, just lost.
You say you have kids, right?
I do have kids.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 children.
Do you stay in touch with your kids?
Currently, my significant other has custody of my children. I get to see them every weekend.
That's good. What about your family? You stay in touch with your family?
My family, I have like 3 sisters and a brother. They really don't talk to me due to the fact of my addiction. They don't understand, and they just don't understand why I can't put it down. And so that's why they isolate from me, and I do the same.
So
it's just not working.
What message would you like to send to your family if they see this video?
I hope you guys have an understanding of what I'm going through. I'm not doing this because I want to do it. I'm doing this because I'm struggling. It's a disease. And I hope one day you guys understand and come back in my life.
Do you have 3 short-term goals?
Right now, actually, my short-term goal is to get into rehab. When I come out of rehab, develop get a sponsor, and to go back to school for nursing.
So how was your Christmas?
My Christmas was nice. I went to my in-laws for Christmas Eve, and then and then I got to see my children.
Okay, now, if you had 3 wishes in this world, what would your 3 wishes be?
If I had 3 wishes, my first wish would be to cure addiction. My second wish would be to, let me think. To have a stable job and live comfortably. And my third wish would be to travel around the world.
That's awesome. Now, if you had a message to send to the world, what message would you send?
Don't pick up. If your friends are doing it, do not try it. You know, it's not worth it. It is not fun. Even marijuana, it is still a gateway drug. It will lead you to where I am, and it will not lead you but nothing but pain and suffering. Thank you, Jen. I just received your bag. I'm about to open it. Okay. So we have a little bit of feminine products. Thank you. I can always use these in a little cute makeup bag. Thank you. What else do we got? Oh, shoot. Sorry, having a little trouble with the bag.
Oh, yeah. She got some more goodies, guys.
Yep, got some more goodies. Oh, a brush. I got a hat. Got some snacks, some socks.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Jen. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to Jen.
It's easy to set a young heart on the run, to see it crashing out the sky, falling one by